Hello and welcome to Todd Talk, where insight meets inspiration. I'm your host, Todd Hiller, and I'm an author, speaker, and longtime community leader, here to guide you on a journey towards fulfillment and balance. In every episode, we'll explore ways to fill life's emptiness, helping you uncover practical tools to create harmony, purpose, and happiness. Whether it's thriving in your career, nurturing personal growth, or simply finding joy in the everyday, Todd Talk is your space for real conversations and actionable advice. So let's thrive together, personally, professionally, and beyond. This is Todd Talk, and I'm thrilled to have you here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Todd Talk. As always, thank you so much for listening. It's time to grab your coffee, my Todd Talkers, and tune in, and let's dive right into the conversation of the day. So the other day, my son and daughter and I were talking, and they said, Dad, there are so many AI videos out there now. It's so hard to tell what's AI and what's genuine, what's like real. And also, like, sometimes the AI ones are so fake, they're giving away false information and like things that aren't true, but people believe them. And if you've seen the bear bouncing on the trampoline or the deer or the bunnies or any, the bear in the grocery store, the whale on the parking lot, like they're endless examples of people looking to use AI to create a video that is maybe eye-catching or clickbait, but it's not actually true. It's spreading misinformation, or at the very least, it's just not authentic. And, that got me thinking when my kids and I were talking about this. I started to say, if it's getting this hard to tell what's real, how do we make sure we as people don't lose our own sense of authenticity? And how do we make sure we teach our kids how to realize when someone is being authentically good or bad or nice or polite or, not nice or miserable or deceitful and all that kind of stuff? So we know that AI can mimic voices, faces, even whole videos, and a lot of times we really just can't tell what's genuine. We can't tell what's real. There's voiceovers on some videos that's supposed to be some famous celebrity, but it's just an AI voice. And I've noticed this a ton with Instagram and even TikTok, where it'll be a short video clip of a famous person speaking. The one I saw most recently was Denzel Washington, and he's definitely speaking, and it's definitely Denzel Washington. But the voiceover is not what he's saying, and then the video clip goes away, and it's like nature scenery or like pictures of roads and skies and all that kind of stuff. But the AI voice continues, and the point is to be deceiving and make you think it's Denzel Washington or whatever celebrity it is because you see them and you see their mouth moving. But if you pay attention to what their lips are saying, that's not the words they're saying that you're actually hearing from the AI voice. So it got me thinking so much about this whole world of authenticity and the lack of authenticity in a big way, and how do we navigate ourselves and stay true to our own authentic self, and also how do we teach our kids to do that, and one, not fall victim and fall into the trap of thinking AI is real, and also how not to rely on AI to just build themselves up, because they are important as people and they should be putting forward their own authentic personality. And in life there is no shortage, and I mean no shortage, of the quote-unquote fake noise. And it's all competing for our attention. Negative news, unrealistic social media comparisons, shallow distractions, the influencer you follow or the friend you go to school with, they post all these pictures of their fantastic quote-unquote epic vacation. But the reality is they spent every single dime they had to go on that vacation. They won't go again for 10 years. The pictures they got, they took all on the same day in 4 different outfits because it was the only sunny day they had. The rest of the vacation, it poured rain. And you're sitting back in your chair on your phone like, oh, man, well, I wish I could have the perfect, most epic, 2-week vacation in Bali or in St. Lucia. And here I am just grinding away at home. And there's so much fake noise. There's so much AI, whatever you want to call it, out there that we, I think, can really lose sight of what it means to be truly happy and authentically happy and focus on the things that actually keep us happy and that matter in the long run. Because if we're not careful, we can spend so much more time focused on what's fake and what's quote unquote, great on social media than on what truly matters. And here's the rub. It's fantastic to be able to say that you can take the time to go on a vacation or enjoy yourself. And I'm not taking away from that at all. go on the trips. I cannot wait to the day where I have more time to travel and show my kids every corner of the world I can get them to. Travel is a beautiful thing. But remember, traveling to enjoy it and traveling to experience it with yourself or your family or your loved ones or your spouse or your parents, whoever it is, that is the authentic reason for going, and that is what makes it worthwhile. It's not so you can post your pictures of it on social media and be like, oh my God, look, be jealous of me, awesome, selfie, hashtag epic vacation. It's to fully immerse yourself in the culture or be part of the experience, to make memories, to take pictures for you and your family to cherish forever, not for somebody on social media to get bummed out about, not for you to try to prove that you're better than somebody else in your class or your friend circle or at work. That's not the point. The goal is to authentically enjoy what you are doing because you are in the moment and doing it. And there's no shortage of places you can go where your experience looks one way, quote unquote, on paper or on camera and in pictures, but in reality, it was quite different. And so to get around this, or maybe not to get around it, but to make sure we're staying true to what matters, let's do this as a group together. I want you to think right now of 5 things that you love, truly love. And you don't have to be an influencer or a brand, or building a personal brand on social media or in the network world or in the career world to have a personalized brand. Every single person has our own personalized brand. We have our own version of authenticity. So I want you to think of 5 things that you really love, 5 things that you love to do, 5 things that if nobody else is watching, you wouldn't care one iota, one bit, because you would be so happy to do them. And because they would bring you so much joy. And when you think about those 5 things, think about the last time you actually got to do them. This morning, I had the chance to hang out at my mom's house early in the morning, all the way through almost afternoon. A slow morning. My son and I were there. We had breakfast together, like legit 3 hours of conversation with my mom. We had some great food for breakfast and coffee, endless coffee, because you guys know me, there's always coffee. But, it was such a beautiful reminder that I love talking to people. I love spending time with my family. My phone was, I think, charging in the other room. Like, I barely even picked it up because I was just super happy to be in the moment and doing that and talking to my mom and my stepdad and kind of hanging out, because I don't get to do it very often. I do, but not in that setting. I've got kids who play sports and things get busy, and I see my family a lot. My mom and stepdad live close. My dad also lives close. So I get to see them, which is fantastic, but not in that slow capacity. So I want you to think of what things you have that make you super happy like that. And then think about the reasons why you do them. You don't do them because you want the fanfare. You don't do them because you want a parade. You don't do them because you want to take 65 pictures for social media. You do them because you love them. You do them because they bring you a lot of happiness. And I think that's how we drill down to making sure we are staying true to our authentic selves. You need to always do things that make you feel happy and joyful just by doing them. No follow-up to that. I really like doing this because when I'm done, I can take pictures and upload them. Or, I like doing this because then I can tell this story and everyone will think it's cool. Like, that's the AI stuff. That's the surface level stuff. And there's a place for it. Look, you are no stranger to knowing that I am all over social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, take your pick. I have lots of pictures that I use for social media, pictures of myself, pictures of activities, pictures of food, all kinds of stuff, and they are also good content. But I want you to remember the things that make it worthwhile just by doing them without any other follow-up necessary. So that surface level stuff is like the AI generated video. It's perfect looking. It looks great, but it's kind of hollow. There's not a lot of depth to it. There's not a lot of meat and potatoes and body to it. The authentic stuff can be imperfect, it can be human, it can be real, and that's what gives it so much soul. This morning at my mom's house, hanging out and having coffee, like that wasn't ready for, the cover of Vogue or any social media post. We were all kind of hanging out in pajama pants and T-shirts with coffee cups and sleepy eyes, but still, it was such a fantastic moment, but it doesn't have to be glossy and ready for fanfare and a parade to matter and to be authentic. Authenticity isn't just, like I said, for influencers. Everybody has it. Everybody should remember that they are their own individual person, because all of us being different and being individual and being interested in different things is what makes the world go round. And, being authentic can also be so freeing. You don't have to chase approval. You don't have to look for, hopefully they like this. How many likes did I get on this post? Or will this resonate with somebody? You just have to live aligned with who you are. And that's one of the things I've always loved about farming, is that farming reminds me where I came from. It reminds me of the way I grew up. It reminds me how good it feels to use my body to work, to lift up bales of hay and to shovel corn and, all the kind of stuff that I do on the farm. It reminds me I've never done it for the social media posts. I've never done it for the pictures. I started working on a farm. I started living on a farm when I was born as a baby. There was no such thing as cell phones even back then, let alone places to post pictures. But I've always loved that hard work. I've always loved being outside. You guys know I post a lot of pictures of the sky and the moon and the sun, and that's fantastic. But I loved them, and they made me super happy, and the weather has always been really connected to me long before I ever could take a picture and post it on social media. It's really part of who I am. Being outside and being in the middle of nature or my natural setting, especially the farm where I grew up, where my dad still lives now, brings me a whole boatload of joy. And like I said, I don't do it because I'm chasing the approval of somebody else, like, oh, great job farming, Todd, pat on the back. Like, I do it because it makes me happy. It feels good to do it. I love using the earth to grow food, and using the earth and nature to make maple syrup and to make hay for my cows, and then raising beef cows to feed my family. Like, it's a beautiful cycle that I've always loved a lot. And so I will always stay true to that, because it does bring me so much joy. So I want you to check your focus too, and do this with yourself. Check in and say, hey, am I paying attention to the AI noise? Am I comparing myself to others? Am I deeply engrossed in self-doubt? Am I leaning into the negativity and letting negative comments bring on more negative comments? Am I doom scrolling? Or are you paying attention to the real you? Because there is listen, it's super easy to doom scroll, right? I think everybody listening has gone down the negative rabbit hole. The algorithm spits back out to you what you consume. So you click on that one negative post and say, oh God, can you believe this? And that leads to another one and another one and another one. My social media feed is full of inspirational videos, people singing, beautiful people making hay, people farming. Like, it's really, you have to go a long, 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 long way down my FYP on any social media to find something negative, because I don't want to consume it. So I want you to make sure you're paying attention to that too, and being intentional with your inputs too. Limit your time with doom scrolling. Limit your time with shallow chatter with other people. I think in a different episode I mentioned it. There's that beautiful quote, great minds discuss ideas, mediocre minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. And that's not to say you can't talk about people and your relationships with people, but the idea is, don't get lost in the noise and the gossip and the chatter about, oh, which neighbor did this or what happened here. Stay up on current events, but don't live your life so you can always just go down the rabbit hole of negativity or of gossip, because that's what you're going to get. The algorithm is a very simple one-to-one in and out machine. If you put in negativity and you take the time to scroll through negativity and view it and watch it and like it, that's what it's going to keep spitting back out to you, because it thinks that's what you want to see. So instead, shift your focus, shift your mindset, pay attention to your true self. Look up something, go to any social media app you have and click the little magnifying glass and search for something you love that makes you super happy. And then when you do that, click on 5 or 6 different results. Watch the videos all the way to the end, like them, comment on them, share them, save them, whatever you got to do, and then do that for 3 or 4 days and watch how you can literally cultivate your social media feed to things you actually want to see that are actually happy and positive. And here's the crazy good news. You can do this in the real world, in your real life, without your cell phone or your tablet or your laptop. If you consume positive things in real life, have good conversations with people, be happy and positive, seek out ways to tell people you appreciate them, that's what you will get back. You will get happy conversation. You will get appreciation. You will get people who want to have a genuine conversation with you. There is no hack, there is no video to watch, there is no life hack or super quick overnight success story. The overnight success story to being positive and staying your authentic self is do the things that matter to you and that make you feel grounded and happy and fulfilled, and do them with a sense of purpose that says, this is what I want my life to give back to me. I don't want to doom scroll on social media, translates in real life to I don't want to just engage in negative gossip about all my neighbors or classmates or parents that are around me. I want to do positive things. I want to search up great DIY crafts for kids. I want to search up farming videos. I want to search up new landscape ideas. I want to search, for things of how to make my home more homey or more welcoming. I want to search up fantastic paint colors, people who can draw, people who can sculpt, people who can dance, people who play musical instruments, people who can sing, whatever it is. Find those happy, positive things. And guess what? The real world and real life is no different. The real world and real life says you can do all of those things, and that's what will get brought back to you. The universe is beautiful that way. So do that and check in with yourself and be intentional. And also, please celebrate your individuality. Remind yourself and even your kids, and especially your kids, that the quirks and the quote-unquote flaws that you think you have and the differences that you have are the very things that make us beautiful and memorable. I guarantee everyone listening right now knows someone that they're like, oh my God, their laugh is epic. Their laugh is something I'll always remember. Their laugh is so specifically them. I will never not know it. I guarantee you know someone that you say, oh, when they get mad, their Southern accent comes out, and I think it sounds adorable and I love it, but I know it means they're really mad, and that's not a good thing. I guarantee you know someone who knows every single word to like every single Taylor Swift song, or someone who can recite all the Star Wars movies in order, whatever it is. But you know these things about the people in your life. You celebrate these things about the people in your life because it's what makes them unique, it makes them memorable, and it makes them individually and authentically them. And you have these things about you too, so celebrate them. Stop saying, oh, I hate these, or these are my flaws, or whatever. My brother has forever made fun of me for my nose, because I broke my nose when I was a kid, so it's a little crooked, it's kind of big, it's very prominent. But I have had so many people be like, yes, but we love your nose. Like, you have such a distinct profile. Like, it's fantastic. You have such a beautiful shape to your face. It's wonderful. And I'm like, well, gosh, sometimes I get awkward. I don't know how to take compliments. But, they're like, no, don't be ashamed of it. We love it. So you have those things about you too that people love and notice and remember. So celebrate them. Don't cast them away because they're things you don't like. Love them. Celebrate them, because listen, the world needs you to be you. The world doesn't need you to be anybody different. The world doesn't need me to be John Bon Jovi, right? Bon Jovi's himself. I am me. The reason we have such beautiful pictures in our minds of the people we remember for certain things is because in our brains we say, oh my God, I would know that laugh anywhere. That is Joe. Or, oh my God, I would recognize that sound of that person's voice anywhere because it's them. If anybody in here ever watched the show The Nanny with Fran Drescher, you knew as soon as you heard her voice who the character was and who the actress was. The other day on my TikTok live stream, I was talking about DJs in the morning too. Casey Kasem is a great example. Everybody knew Casey Kasem by voice. He was on the radio. Most people didn't even know what he looked like. Don Henley that did the country countdown when I was a kid. I can hear his voice still to this day, and it gives me goosebumps and brings me back to when I was a kid listening to the country countdown with my dad on a Saturday morning in the truck, driving around to do errands on the weekend. That will always bring you back. So take those things that make you, you, and celebrate them. Don't file them away. Don't be ashamed of them. And then when you figure out what they are, lean into them and be okay with them, and do that same thing. Embrace those things about yourself the same way you embrace the things you love to do and the things you love to spend your time on. And that will really bring you full circle to the authentic version of you that, one, makes you really happy as a person and makes you feel really joyful and fulfilled. And also, it will be the version of you that the people around you that you like the most will most easily relate to. I've always said, I have some friends of mine who say, oh God, we're introverts. We don't like people. We don't even like to talk to people. And then they've met other people who are like them a lot, and they do nothing but talk. And I'm like, oh, but I thought you were an introvert. And I said, you thought you were introverted until you found someone who you liked enough, who had like interest, and who really leaned into the authentic version of you, and you could really lean into the authentic version of them. And now you guys get along so well that you love this about each other, and it allows you to love it about yourself, and now you can really just be super comfortable being yourself, and then you can be super comfortable around the other people who you are spending your time with, because when you are truly you, when you are the best version of yourself, you attract the people who like being around that version of you, and you will in turn like those people because you're just going to naturally jive and have this natural synergy that you're going to get along well. And this is something in college that I really didn't do. And another lesson in my life that I learned too late. If I could wind the clock back, man, I'd give my younger self some advice. When I left high school and I got to college, I was doing the things I thought I should be doing to fit in with the people who I thought might like me if I did those things, which was so backwards. You know, I didn't just show up and say, this is me, this is who I am, this is the music I like, this is what I like to do, take it or leave it. And so I didn't attract people that I didn't like. I mean, I had good friends in college. I had friends that I liked. But I'm always so curious who else I would have befriended if I was the more authentic version of myself. And that led me down the path of finding other people who were more like me and what it would have led to. And like I said, I don't regret it because I think regret's one of those tricky things. You should try to not to regret things because at one point in your life, that was what you were interested in or that's what you thought you should be doing. And so regret's just an ugly animal, an ugly rabbit hole to go down. But, you know, I'm often really curious what would have happened if I was more authentically me, who I would have met, what I would have pursued, who I would have known, and all that kind of stuff. You know, and in college, I don't know if it was all of this because social media wasn't as prominent back then, but in some ways, in a little bit, I wasn't necessarily chasing approval, but I was chasing the version of myself that I thought other people were going to like. And I was trying to do what I thought they wanted me to do. I was trying to be the person I thought I should be to make them like me or to get along with them. And like I said, I made great friends in college. I had a great time. I had a great experience. But sometimes I really do wonder what would have happened if I was just more authentically me and showed up without the pretense and without the AI service level video, you know, as it were, and just ended up as me. I'm really kind of always so curious as to what would have happened and who else I would have met or what else I would have gotten involved in or what other things I would have pursued. And I think we'll close on this, you all. So the fake is getting more convincing, for sure. The AI is getting more real. It's hard to tell what's real and what's not. But being a genuine version of you never, ever will go out of style. Ever. I promise. No matter how much AI takes over in this world, no matter how many videos or transcripts or chatbots or whatever we end up with, being the authentic version of you is what will drive forward the most beautiful version of the human connections that you will have in your life. And AI is super helpful. AI can be great. It is a fantastic tool. However, the human connections you will make are what you will remember for decades and decades and decades to come. You know, and as I was thinking back on that, my kids asked me that question about AI, and I really got thinking about that and about the time I spend with them, and it really made me think that, you know, the world doesn't need more AI perfect imitations of videos and flawless transitions so you can't even tell if it's real or fake. The world needs more real people willing to portray and put forward the authentic and beautiful and real version of themselves, because that will help tie the world together in a better way than I think we have been tied together in quite a very, very long time. Until next time, my friends, thank you always so much for listening. Please do me a favor and stay true, stay you, stay true to your own likes and your ambitions and yourself. Grab your coffee, whatever it is. Enjoy your beverage of choice today. Enjoy that long ride home from work with the windows down on a beautiful day. But just make sure you're enjoying the things that mean a lot to you and that matter to you, and stay authentically connected to your own sense of self. I appreciate you being here with me. If you have enjoyed the message and think it would resonate with someone, please go ahead and share this message with them. As always, please, it's super helpful to me if you download the episode and also follow along and subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss any updates or episodes. As always, thanks for being here. I hope you've enjoyed the message. Take care. Thanks for tuning in to Todd Talk. If you've liked what you've heard, please go ahead and subscribe and follow along so you don't miss any updates or new episodes. Thanks very much and enjoy the rest of your day.